All right, joining us today on Pirate Radio Live, the legend, the Hall of Famer,
Yeah.
Brian Bailey.
You've been reading that same script Clip has.
Yeah,
I'm just old.
Whenever I gotta fill in, what would Clip Brock do?
I'm just old, yeah.
That's probably not the best thing to do in all situations, but what
I'd
would
say.
Clip Brock do? Had basketball media today. Had a great edition of the Brian Bailey Show with Alec Burleson. A lot of stuff going on right now, even though football's on a bye. Very busy. What you got going on?
I tell you, the high school football, we're down to the last 2 weeks of the regular season, and that, of course, means battles for first place and conference championships on the line. So we're really looking forward to that coming up this Friday night. Tarboro is going to make the trip to Ayden-Grifton, one of the biggest games Ayden-Grifton's had in years. They're both undefeated in the conference, and Tarboro hasn't lost a conference game since 2011. And some of the Ayden-Grifton kids were saying they weren't even born the last time. That's pretty cool. And then D.H. Conley, Nate Connor's done a great job with those Vikings, and they're playing for first place down in Jacksonville against a really good Jacksonville Cardinal team. So two huge games coming up in high school football. And then you mentioned Alec Burleson. His baby, I guess, 2 weeks old now? He just had a baby with his wife, Mary. So I'm sure he's been really, really busy. Great catching up with him. Just a great ambassador for East Carolina. I'm a Cub fan, so that means you're not a Cardinal fan, but I'm really a Alec Burleson fan. I like watching the Cardinals play in the summer.
Yeah, and it was interesting getting his take on Trey Yesavage, and you mentioned those kids not even being born in 2011. I think Chandler said that Trey's 22.
Yeah.
About to be pitching in the World Series. I'm young, but
That's
that makes
crazy.
me feel
Wow.
unaccomplished and old. It's just crazy seeing. I mean, I saw Trey here. Obviously, we know how great he is, but to hit the ground running like he did, dominate the Yankees, not a great performance in Game 2 against the Mariners, but then just shutting out the Mariners, getting this team to the World Series along with former Pirate Jeff Hoffman. I'm not even a big baseball fan, but it's just been crazy to watch the run the Blue Jays have been on.
It's been crazy to watch the run that Trey Yesavage was on because he started in low A, went to high A, went to double A, went to triple A, and then he had to get the commissioner's exemption in order to pitch, in the postseason. And man, it's just crazy what he's been able to do. And now when you think of the Toronto pitching staff, he's one of the stars. I mean, he'll pitch, he'll get a start probably in Game 2, I would think. But he'll get a start and maybe 2 starts, depending on how it goes, kind of like in the ALCS.
Yeah,
and he gets to face Shohei Ohtani. Well, that's going to be an easy one, isn't it?
Yeah, we were talking on the show yesterday. It's like, I mean, obviously I want Hoffman and Yesavage to do well so we can keep talking about the MLB playoffs, but, like, I didn't even care who won last night because I feel like it's just a sweep, no matter who's playing the Dodgers.
Well, they're really good, but I think Toronto will have something for them. Although I was surprised that the Dodgers are big favorites in Toronto in Game 1.
Yeah, right. Shohei's, what was it, 3 home runs, 10 strikeouts.
Yeah, that's one of the greatest performances ever in the postseason. There's no doubt. I mean, the only person you can compare him to is Babe Ruth, right? Because Babe Ruth hit home runs and pitched, but Shohei Ohtani, how about that's just unbelievable.
I think I heard last night that he was hitting like 180 going into that game, and then it just turned it on like that. But I had ECU basketball media day today. Looking at the roster, obviously a lot of new faces, losing RJ and CJ to graduation. Some guys transfer out like Cam Hayes, even though I don't really think he's on a team right now. But what'd you think of media day this morning?
I like Mike Schwartz and his attitude because he really is fired up. He's a gym rat from way back. Yeah. And he's sincere when he tells you things, and he loves his basketball team. I think he's got some good pieces. They wanted to get bigger. So they got bigger. They're going to be better rebounders this year. They really want to shoot the outside shot better. They have to shoot the outside shot better. I think they will. So I'm looking forward to it. But I think the schedule intensifies. And now you'll find out if playing the Michigan States and the North Carolinas in the non-conference part of your schedule will help you in the conference part. Or is it better to gain confidence and play, lower schools? You'll find out the difference.
Well, I mean, last year we saw they started 7-1 in non-con, and then you lose to teams like Gardner-Webb and North Alabama.
Yeah,
I'd rather lose to Michigan State.
I agree.
St. Bonaventure and North Carolina. But it was funny asking guys this morning, just like, hey, do these games on a national stage kind of like juice you up? half of them were like, yeah, we're really excited. Like, I'll be able to tell my grandkids, like, I played in the Dean Dome, and the other half gave coach speak, just like, we're focused on Georgia Southern. So, I mean, obviously, they're all
So
excited.
half of them are lying. That's what you're saying.
Essentially. But, I even told the players and Coach Schwartz this, like, it's just nice to see teams like Greensboro, like App State, like Buffalo, like the national stage games we talked about, because as a student, it's like, I don't really care about Presbyterian.
Right.
I don't care. I mean, I don't care about playing Gardner Webb, even though it's regional and I mean it's a tough game all the time. But like, if we're gonna not be so great in the non-con, I'd rather have impressive performances that I think will prepare us for the conference play.
Yeah, and that's we'll find out which one works better. But I agree with you. I think they say iron sharpens iron kind of thing, and you play a tougher team, a really good basketball team, you're going to get better. And who's to say you can't go in there and get an upset or two? So. It'd be fun. Coach Schwartz will get his money's worth. I'm telling you that.
He will. I mean, I like the size that we have. I asked him about it, and he gave me a good but funny answer. Kind of embarrassed me a little bit. But
he did.
Talking to Gio Imajuru, like that guy just seems like a professional. Seems like he was built to play basketball really anywhere. And we've seen him at 4 different colleges. Saw him last year at George Mason. Very physical, down low. So I'm excited. I especially Reed Kaysen. I've brought that up with Coach Schwartz before, where it's just like Reed Kaysen didn't really know much about him last year, but he progressed a lot. You thought Sear Malonga was going to be the guy coming off the bench, but Reed Kaysen kind of took his minutes. So a lot of stuff to look forward to with Pirate basketball this year.
The player from George Mason, when they played East Carolina last year, I was lucky enough. I had Bella with me. I had one of her friends with her, and Ryan Robinson in East Carolina had said, "Hey, I got 3 tickets on the front row if you guys want them." So we went on the front row and had popcorn. We had a great time. But my point is, we had a chance to see that guy, and he had a great game. He dominated inside, and I thought to myself, I said, "Man, that's one of the best big men I've seen in a while." And so now he's a Pirate.
Yeah, I mean, last year definitely could have used the side. I think the tallest guy in our rotation was CJ at 6'9", so definitely going to be able to use that this year. We'll move on to a bit of Cowboys. Clip's not here today.
Man, he's got a little cowboy flu, doesn't he?
God,
hey,
I wanted to take the Cowboys so bad on Friday when we were doing our picks, but then Clip just talked me into taking the Commanders. He's like, "We got the better quarterback. We got the better coach.
We got the better quarterback."
Jeez, he was very convincing, but I mean.
I will say Jaden Daniels is very good athlete. He was hobbled a little bit, and Dak's really playing well. Dak hasn't played this well, his whole career, but he's really playing well. So I think that I didn't expect. I was really worried about the game because Dallas's defense just never shows up, and all of a sudden they showed up. They had some stops. They weren't great, but they were okay, and that's all it takes with this offense. I mean,
when you score 44 points, you just have to be okay. You don't have to be lights out every down.
And Jerry Jones has taken a beating for the Micah Parsons trade, and getting Shoddy as his head coach, and all this stuff. But I really think Shoddy's doing a really good job, especially with the offense. And I read some stuff this week that said Shoddy was in the defensive room. That Shoddy knows you can fire your coordinator or you can get him right. He's got 2 choices, and I think whatever he did turned out well, and we'll see him again on Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, having Rico Dowdle run for 230 yards against you, I'd be in that room too.
Yeah, exactly. I would too. You look like Jim Brown.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's the reason I really didn't think Dallas would beat Washington, because of the way that defense plays, because that puts so much pressure on your offense. This week, the offense really didn't have that much pressure on them, and you saw what they were able to do. I mean, but going back to Jerry Jones, he gets George Pickens for a 3rd-round pick. And everybody at Pittsburgh said what a troublemaker he was, and he's bad for the locker room. And he's joking around and laughing around and having a great time. So if they can re-sign him, that's a good thing.
I think Pickens' problem in Pittsburgh was they relied on him to be the number 1. As we've seen this year, he's clearly a better number 2. And they gave him Justin Fields and Russell Wilson, who have both been benched now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And I mean, I don't know if you're a betting man, but Dak Prescott 30-1 MVP odds.
Wow.
I don't think the Cowboys will win enough games, but the way Dak's playing, him and Daniel Jones are the best in the league.
A lot of football to be played, and I think the Cowboys have the Chiefs on Thanksgiving.
Yes,
that could be just a
because the Chiefs defense. You would think after Sunday's performance, they're top in the league, but I mean, they're not that great. The Chiefs defense this year, they just played the Raiders on Sunday.
Yeah. How the Raiders do?
I don't even like. I mean, look, the Chiefs are great. We're gonna lose to them. Like, it is what it is. But I'm not even mad about the goose egg. Like 3 first downs. Ashton Jeanty had 6 carries. Geno Smith had 67 yards. Like, I think we ran like the least amount of plays since 1967. How is that even possible? They were taking knees with 3 minutes left. How is that possible? Like,
Yeah, that was rough.
God, but yeah, it's just that time of the year where it's time to pack up and start looking at mock drafts. But
Oh, I hate mock drafts. That's the worst part of the off season is mock drafts.
Yeah.
Best part about April when you finally get the draft is you have no more mock drafts.
Yeah. Everybody's like, why are you such a big fan of the draft? It's like, we've had 2 winning seasons in my lifetime.
Yeah.
You have to look forward to the draft or just don't even watch. But the college football around the state has been fun to watch. Duke. I don't know how Duke keeps losing. Like, they were good against Illinois. They lose 44-19. They should have been up 17 points at halftime, and they're going in, tied or up 3. I don't know how Duke should be at least contending in the ACC, but they keep shooting themselves in the foot. Carolina, though.
Wow. How about losing that the way they lost?
I watched that whole game, and it got to the point where I was cheering for Carolina because Cal was playing so terribly. Like, Cal should have been whooping them. And they just kept shooting themselves in the foot. The refs would let Carolina in the game, and Bill Belichick would be like, "No, please, y'all take it, y'all have it." And that fumble just made me laugh. I don't even know how you continue this charade of Bill Belichick.
Yeah, I don't either.
And, I mean,
every day there's something different.
Jordan Hudson isn't even like the biggest idiot in that room. Like the fact that Michael Lombardi is still getting jobs as GMs, and like he's branding Carolina as the 33rd NFL team.
Yeah.
Al Davis said about Mike Lombardi, he's been fired from every job he's been at. Like Denver didn't even pay him; he was just in the building, and he still got fired. So, Carolina, I don't know, but ECU on a bye week. What'd you think about the Tulsa game?
I thought it was great. I thought they did exactly what they needed to do. They were in control. The offense looked really good. Defense, bent a little bit, but I think, they were, like I said, in control the whole way, took care of business, and now they set up what they always say, a November to remember, and it starts with Temple. And I think you've got some games on that schedule that are going to be close to toss-ups. I think Temple's going to be close to a toss-up.
Yeah.
Pirates could certainly go there and win, but it's not going to be easy. You come back, you got Charlotte. You'll be a 2-touchdown, 3-touchdown favorite over Charlotte. Then you got Memphis. So you'll be an underdog probably to Memphis, but they lost this past week. And then you got the 2 games at the end, Florida Atlantic and UTSA. And I think both of those games will probably be toss-ups on the road.
Yeah, so I think UTSA more of a toss-up just because of how they Jeff Traylor's a good coach, and FAU I haven't watched them really play at all. But I just from this past weekend, I don't think there's any team that's like head and shoulders.
No, I don't
above
think
the
so
rest.
either.
Tulane, that game made me mad. I think they should have lost to Army. Memphis losing to UAB.
Temple should have beaten Navy.
Yeah, that was a crazy finish a few weeks ago. I don't know. I mean, you can't overlook these Temple Charlotte games.
No,
but I do think you can go into Memphis with some confidence.
You can't overlook the Charlotte game for sure. I mean, Charlotte's had the Pirates' number of late, and you can't let that happen. It's going to be on Dowdy Ficklen Stadium. It's going to be homecoming. Should be hopefully great weather. Of course, it's 2 weeks away, 3 weeks away maybe. But I do think the Temple game is a big one, and that's going to be a really difficult game. I think Temple's playing much, much better football, and I think the team that executes, the team that comes away with the turnovers, that kind of thing, will win that one.
Yeah, I mean, even if you go 1-4 in the month of November, nobody's going to be happy, but that one needs to be against Charlotte.
Yeah, well, you got to win that one. And nobody's going to be happy if you go 1-4.
No, nobody's going to be happy, but you have to beat Charlotte. Like, you cannot – like, Blake Carroll has the fan base, the team, all believing and happy with his program, and if you lose to Charlotte, I think a lot of that goes away.
Yeah.
All right, BB, we'll let you get out of here. I know you got a busy week, busy day, so thanks for joining us.
Anytime.